We are close to getting into our second match here, second semifinal match, Young Gren and Joshfearless. The winner is moving on to Vegas. Let's first set it up a little bit more. Again, both of these two elite players are in this NHL community, both of which would be very deserving to be in Vegas in the World Final.
I have to say it's 50-50. They said they were 50-50 in terms of their online play. I know Gren has had the advantage in person. We'll see how it plays out here. But prediction-wise, you got to be 50-50 as well as we take a look at the head-to-head here, Nasher.
Yeah, these guys, they've gone back and forth, obviously online in past tournaments as well. We're going to have a chance to look at just how these guys match up very, very even across the board. We see the only really difference, goals per game. Young Gren usually puts on a few more. Joshfearless obviously decided to draft heavy defense in this tournament. He's got those big guys, he's got the synergies, and we'll see if he can stop Young Gren.
Well, you mentioned the draft, Nasher. Let's take a look at some of the rosters from these two guys as we get set to go into their semifinal. Let's start with Gren. He's got Crosby up the middle, Line and Aho in that first line. A pretty stacked one with that defense as well.
Yeah, his lineup looking good all around. He did have the second pick, in this draft. Decided to go with Sidney Crosby. You can see the stats on this card, absolutely unbelievable. Really the difference maker in this tournament, 93 skating, 93 shot, 96 hands. We're going to see him use his L2 a lot, find some space, and whenever he gets a good chance with Crosby, he's going to bury it.
On the other side, Joshfearless' roster, nothing to sleep on as well. It is stacked. He decided to go with Ovechkin first and then load up on some defensemen.
He mentioned about, we talked a lot about how he was very synergy heavy. Every single one of his players is synergy activated, a lot of hitting, a lot of checking, big players to make sure to get that play. Alexander Ovechkin, of course, he was available in the draft, and that's why Joshfearless wasn't even planning on picking him, but had to because Ovechkin is undeniable when you look at those stats. 95 shot, 94 checking of a big player like Ovechkin with the shot that Ovi has from his office to the top of the faceoff circle. That's almost impossible to stop.
Arda, you asked a little bit ago for people in the chat to put their predictions. These two may be 50-50 against each other. I think the chat came in 50-50 as well. This could go either way. Hey, we're just moments away from this match going down. While that match is getting set up, let's take you to a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Which forward in the NHL is the toughest to defend?
It's almost like he's got a puck attached to a string when he's stick handling. Austin Matthews!
Well, the time for talking, at least for me, is over. Off to Arda and Nasher, game one, semifinals. Young Gren, Joshfearless.
What do you think? Any handshake between the two before we get started here?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Although they've gone back and forth, there is a mutual respect amongst these guys. Smiles on both of their faces. They're here. They're going to put on a show and have a good time. Let's get this thing started.
Toronto and Ottawa have the Battle of Ontario. Calgary and Edmonton have the Uncivil War. And here in Chell, we have Gren versus Joshfearless. And it is underway. A best-of-3 series where one will go to Las Vegas to compete in the grand finals in the NHL GWC, and the other will have to go home. How sweet it will be for one of these competitors to eliminate the other while trying to become a world champion.
Both of these guys considered one of the best at the game. Both of them have been in the scene for a while now. Fearless obviously starting back in NHL 12. Young Gren, a bit younger, just kind of got started in tournaments and everything last year, but he has proved he is a force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Both of these guys going to put on a show for us here today.
Just the sweater colors here. Joshfearless in the blue Toronto Maple Leaf sweaters. The white Tampa Bay Lightning sweaters are Young Gren. Game one of a possible 3. Joshfearless with the first good opportunity, just misses the net there. Young Gren has Andrei Vasilevsky in net and Braden Holtby for Joshfearless. Young Gren also a goaltender in real life, playing on his high school team. You may have noticed, actually, that Young Gren has lost a little bit of weight since we last saw him. He said that soda is the difference. He cut soda from his diet. He's also been going to the gym more. Here is Gren with Oshie. Back to McAvoy at the point. To Oshie again. Landeskog scores, and Gren is on the board first. It's 1-0.
Wow, nice play. Able to keep it in at the point, gets it down low, cuts it across the middle of the ice. Lots of open space there, and a one-timer on the far side. Young Gren with an early let's go.
Yeah, for all of you expecting nuke out of either of them, that is not happening. This is going to be, I think this is only the beginning. Just a hunch. Here's the Great Clips family room as Bones and Sleeves are celebrating there. Nuke is watching along as well. Family members there. Sylvan, dad of young Gren, celebrating along. Nuclear, by the way, still stone cold through that first goal.
Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 29 seconds.
We talked about the history between these two competitors, Nasher. Take us through their LAN competition starting at the Ed Snyder Cup. It seems as though Joshfearless threw up a 3-0 sign after winning the first game, but then after that...
A lot of drama there. Yeah, Joshfearless with, a little bit of showmanship, puts up the 3-0, but no, young Gren fought back. He was the champion of the Snyder Cup, won the Leafs and the Wild championship as well, and came in second in Chicago. But you know who won Chicago? Joshfearless.
Indeed. A storied history between these two, and it continues here in the GWC. This certainly the biggest stage that both competitors will have played on, definitely against each other, and this will be a power play for Gren. 9:50 left in the first. Game number 1, Gren with a 1-0 lead. Here is Joshfearless, though. Gren takes the puck again. To Gord. Here's Getzlaff. Getzlaff for Joshfearless. Loses it to Gren. Gren has it up to Werenski. Zach Werenski, a buddy of yours, a formidable NHL 19 player also.
I'm just going to say it, Zach Werenski, one of the best NHL 19 players that actually plays in the NHL on the scene. The guy's incredible at this game and incredible in game as well.
And speaking of Werenski, he has the puck for Gren. Looking for that pass to Landeskog, a little sneaky attempt there. Doesn't get through, however. Here's Riley for Joshfearless. Riley, the only Toronto Maple Leaf on Joshfearless' roster, has 22 teams represented. That'll be another power play for Gren. Early penalty trouble for Joshfearless.
Yeah, it looks like Gren's offense, as we can see, he's entering the zone. He's going to L2, backwards skating quite a bit as he enters the zone, and that's just causing a lot of penalty trouble there for Fearless. Fortunate enough for him, Gren not able to convert yet, but we'll see what happens.
Was mentioning that. Look at the rebound there, and Joshfearless scores. And you can see the emotion there. He's fine. He's fine, everybody. He's all right. And he also tied the game.
Joshfearless almost fell out of his seat on that one. The excitement on the PK. Sometimes you just got to throw pucks at the net. That is what he did there, and it leads to a golden rebound opportunity.
Well, many of us are watching this at the edge of our seats, and Joshfearless is playing it at the edge of his. So there you have a tie game. You would expect nothing less being a tight game between these two competitors. With Gren on the power play, by the way, so a shorthanded tally. So Gren still has an opportunity, has the man advantage. You look at that, dancing around the defense, and at the doorstep doesn't get it through. Oh my word. Meanwhile, Pedersen at the doorstep again. Gren still has it. A pass to Landeskog between the hash marks. Stahl brings it out for Joshfearless. Doesn't get anywhere, though. Here's Landeskog. Landeskog to Oshie. Kreider has it now. Here's Stahl back to Kreider for Joshfearless. The penalty is over. Back to equal strength. The puck sails into Joshfearless' zone, chasing after it. There's Darlene between the legs to Line. Here's Aho. Aho muscled off the puck, but still has it. Looking for the one-timer and misses the net. Oh my goodness, that was almost a dreadful goal. Joshfearless almost giving up the puck right in front of his net, and Gren swatting it into the open net. That was almost extremely costly right there.
In the first period.
You just can't do that against either of these competitors. Here's Buchnevich, a one-timer in front of the net. Meanwhile, back comes Ovechkin with seconds to spare. Maybe time for one more opportunity, and it won't. It's tied at 1 after 1.
Are you not Gren-tertained? What do you think?
No,
That was
that's
nice.
a
That was
no-go.
No?
I
All right,
didn't mind it.
whatever.
I didn't mind
Hashtag
it.
fails.
Of course, Arda liked it, Nasher didn't it. You know what? That's how you know that's a bad line, right? That's how you know that's a bad line. Look, in the Great Clip Friends and Family Room, we have last year's winner watching
there
on.
he
That's
is.
Fool in the house, holding it down, representing the Canadian champions. One of these two, Joshfearless and Gren, looking to be that as well. Period 2, underway.
By the way, I told Fool earlier that if any competitor tries the koozie bird in celebration, he's allowed to run in and do it himself, just to remind everyone, okay? That Fool did it first.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those competitors over there does it right here. My bet's on Fearless.
Possibly. Tied at 1, second period. A very tight but elite level play. I mean, we have seen things in the first period that we have never seen in this tournament. Both of them at the top of their game. Both of them at the top of the mountain. Here's Doughty. Fearless comes back. 3 white shirts chasing after Fearless. Here's Riley now. Riley brings the puck forward. Carlton yawning. Stop yawning, Carlton. What are you doing? Carlton the Bear with a complete lack of respect for the immense series that is going on right now. I can't believe this. Here's Fearless in the offensive zone. Darlene intercepted in the neutral zone. From the point, Vasilevsky makes the stop. Here's Darlene. Pettersson. Pettersson pushes through. At the doorstep, a pad save made by Braden Holtby.
Creative plays by young Gren there. Couple spin moves, able to get a good one-timer, but a huge save by Holtby. Gren not able to get anything to go. Let's see what Fearless can do here.
A partial break. The shot rings off the bar. Trouba intercepted, and that will be a penalty. The first one for Joshfearless, able to go on the power play. He might not even make it there. He had an opportunity to try and score right there, but instead he will take a 2-minute or less power play.
And we saw what Fearless can do on the PK, obviously scoring a nice rebound goal there to kick this thing off early and to tie this game up. Now he's got a chance on the power play. Let's see what he can do on this draw.
The face-off is won by Fearless. Riley circling around in the face-off circle. Now behind the goal line, behind the net now. Joshfearless, absolutely prolific behind the net, has been able to find ways to score behind the net that we never knew existed.
Yeah, he plays a very slow game. He's willing to sit behind the net and kind of go back and forth. He'll go for a nice wraparound, look for the one-timer across the front. He'll do everything he needs to do on young Gren in this game, and he's just taking this thing nice and slow. What a pass across the middle, but another huge save.
Coming up clutch is Vasilevsky so far. Incredible second period so far in this epic battle, and that's offside.
We have seen it all so far this game. Lots of creativity from both of these guys. A lot of big saves on both ends. This game could easily be a 3-3, 2-2 game. Right now, still tied at 1.
Gren has the puck with Sidney Crosby across the blue line. To Aho. Aho shoots save by Holtby. Meanwhile, Fearless comes back. Here's Gord. Gord dances around the pass to Kreider. Kreider to Konechny. The play is whistled down.
Looks like it bounced out of play there. A good one-timer opportunity in front off of a beautiful spin move from Spearless. These guys getting very creative out on the ice, and they pretty much need to with how solid defensively both of them are.
Chara at the point to Letang. Niederreiter collects it. Remember, Niederreiter on Jayfear's first line. Chara dances through. The puck doesn't get through, however. Dahlin up to Buchnevich. Pavel Buchnevich through the neutral zone into the offensive zone for Young Gren. Young Gren, the pass. The shot doesn't go through. Fearless now. Jayfear bringing it all the way up. Still has it with Chara. Over to Getzlaf. To Niederreiter. Chara at the point. To Niederreiter again. Looking for the one-timer. He still has it. Niederreiter behind the net. Ovechkin chasing after it now. Pinned up against the boards. Gren. Under 2 minutes left in the second period. We're still tied at 1. This is game 1 of a possible 3. The winner goes to Vegas. The loser goes home in this epic rivalry between Young Gren and Joshfearless. Foligno to Boyle. Boyle has the puck. Seconds to spare in the middle frame. An opportunity that misses the net, and it will be tied at 1.
Yeah, both players coming close there. Nothing really separating them right now. It could be 3-3 Nash, or it could be 2-2. It's 1-1. It doesn't matter. It feels as if the next goal might be the one that gives somebody a 1-0 series advantage. They're wiping the sweat off their hands. They're not worried, though. Third period, everything will play for right now.
Little point to the camera. Huge start here for Jayfear. Oh, and a big save by Vasilevsky. Maybe that's why he was pointing.
Jayfear with a beautiful poke check. We mentioned he went for the long sticks, the big players, so that he's able to reach on those poke checks. And right there, right off the draw, he rushes forward, gets a good poke on it, and it almost leads to a goal.
And that was almost a goal there for Young Gren, but it stays out of the net. Meanwhile, here comes Ovechkin. And Weber now. Shea Weber for Jayfear. Jay Weber, the threat is neutralized. Here's Patrick Laine for Gren. Gren taking on the entire team by himself. Meanwhile, Getzlaf will corral the puck. Here's Ovechkin. Ovechkin dangling through. Over to Weber. Both of them threading a needle in the offense. Both of them just trying to find any amount of space, a millimeter of space if they can. Here's Riley to Weber. Weber shoots! Gren scores! Joshfearless, and Gren is left stunned.
Oh my goodness. Jayfear did not expect that one to go.
Wait a second. He said no goal. Hold on a second. We got to see this one more time.
It could be a goaltender interference in front. We'll have to take another look at it. Bounces around. Yep, you see the shove right there in front. I think that one's getting called back.
As if this needed any more drama, we got a goal called back for Jayfear to take the lead. Oh my gosh. 14 and change left in the third period. What we thought was a 2-1 Jayfear lead ends up staying tied at 1 when the goal is waved off due to goaltender interference. And now Gren still has the puck in the offensive zone. McAvoy to Dahlin from the point. Saved. McAvoy again to Dahlin again. Run it back.
He's going to keep on working the point there as long as it's open. Jayfear's starting to step up on it, though. You saw a big block there. Here's the puck bouncing around in front.
The shot. Where's the puck? Saved by Holtby. It's loose now. Stahl has it in his own zone. Jayfear. Here's Tkachuk. Tkachuk dancing through. That's offside. Wow, what an intense 2 minutes that was.
The action that we've had so far, a goal called off an unlucky goaltender interference. Young Gren breathing a sigh of relief with that one. Still 10 minutes left here in this third period.
Face-off won by Gren, but lost. Here comes Joshfearless. The one-timer doesn't go. Still has it, Konechny behind the goal line. Back to the point to Weber. Loses it. Chasing after it is Gren. Oh, a swat away of the puck. A great defensive play. Elite level stuff there.
Very smart play. If he was just to grab that one, Gren would have had a chance to stick lift him and go the other way on the breakaway. Great play by Joshfearless, clearing the puck out of the dangerous zone. That led to an offside here where they will get set up again.
8:17 to go in the third period. Game number 1. Here's Crosby for Gren. Aho to Crosby. To Line A. Oh, he tried the dangle, and he couldn't get it at the last second, but he scores from behind the net. Gren with Aho makes it 2-1.
Never give up on the play. Young Gren tried to go for a one-hander, was shut down. Puck went behind the net. Instead of forcing the pass, he went directly for the wraparound. Gets it there on the short side. What a goal to put him up in this one.
When we asked Gren about Joshfearless, one of the things he said was, he's good. I don't want to lose to Josh. His words, exact quote. Can you imagine what this goal means for Gren at this moment?
And it looks like we're getting a timeout here. Joshfearless calling a timeout, and we see the replay there of young Gren. Both of these guys jumping out of their seat with every single goal. Guys in the Great Clips Lounge jumping out of their seats as well.
Except for Nuke.
Sebastian Aho, assisted by number 29.
We need like a Nuke emotion cam, where it's like an isolated just on Nuke. You know, like a replay of the reaction from the Great Clips area. And that will be a penalty right there, a delayed call. And now Joshfearless, with 5:59 to go in the third period, has an opportunity to tie it up here on the power play. But the face-off is won by Gren. Werenski passes it up. And here comes Gren with Domi and Hornquist. But Riley has it, a breakaway here. What can Joshfearless do? The one-hander, oh, he scores in his own net!
What is happening here? Wow! Goes for the one-hander. It does not go. But a bounce off his own skate from young Gren, and that one finds its way to the back of the net.
Look at this one more time. If we can get a good look at it, maybe we won't. We'll show it to you later. You gotta look at that emotion. It was the agony of missing the one-hand tuck, but then the ecstasy of getting a lucky bounce like that to tie the game with 5 minutes to go in the third period.
It truthfully does not get any better than this. Back and forth action. A beautiful one-hander attempt. Not able to get it go, but Joshfearless not giving up at the play either. Both of these guys bearing some beautiful goals in this one.
Do you think Joshfearless cares at all how he scored that second goal?
Absolutely not. He got one called off earlier. You knew he wanted to get that one back. Now we'll see if he can get another here with just under 4 minutes remaining.
Line A to Aho. Ovechkin for Joshfearless. Here's Getzlaf. Getzlaf creating space, a save there by Vasilevsky. Gren has it behind his own net. Here's Aho to Pettersson. Riley has it for Joshfearless. Here's Getzlaf again. 1 minute to go in the third. We're getting into just kidding territory. Here's Niederreiter for Joshfearless. A glove save by Vasilevsky will pass it up, and that will be offside.
Tell you what, that was a big play from Gren there, shooting it out of the zone with Vasilevsky. Instead of covering it up there, instead of playing it out and risking a goal from Fearless, he gets a face-off outside of the zone.
Letang. 40 seconds to go in the third. We are tied at 2 in game number 1. Dahlin for Gren. Pettersson doesn't get through. Here's Sagan for Joshfearless. 25 seconds to go. The one-timer misses the net. Pettersson for Gren. will try to get it through. Has it there with 10 seconds. Here's Dahlin circling through the offensive zone. Maybe time for one more opportunity. The clock is ticking away. Here's Crosby. Nothing doing. And yes, Faisal, I am Gren-tertained.
It sounds so much worse when you hear it versus when you say it, you know? We can keep this one straight, boys. We are so entertained, and it is overtime. Fittingly to decide, the chat loves the just kidding comment, by the way. So shout out Arda. No, Kyle there. Overtime, Arda. Let's go.
Did you expect anything else? Incredible. Game one, the drama builds. We are in overtime. Next goal wins this game and takes a 1-0 lead in the series. Perhaps EA Sports NHL's biggest rivalry. Young Gren, Joshfearless. Very safe to say, right, Nash?
100%. Seeing the emotion coming from these guys. There's more on the line than just a trip to Vegas. This is years and years of this rivalry built up. You see every time they're scoring, they're getting out of their chairs screaming. And one last goal here is going to seal the fate for game number one.
Here comes Joshfearless. Through the neutral zone. Poke checked away. Has it there. The shot misses the net. Sagan chasing after it. Getzlaff swats it back to the point. Great play there by Joshfearless. Trying to create some space. Has three shirts chasing after him smartly. Passes to the point. Vasilevsky with the stop. Dishes it off to Werenski behind his own net. Here's Gren. 14 minutes to go in overtime number one. Doughty to Pettersson. To Oshie. Oshie with a partial break. Will circle it back around to create more space for himself, and it'll be a power play for Young Gren. Draws the penalty.
Big play from Young Gren. I thought he was going to go for the one-hander. He figured, hey, there's not enough space. I'm going to loop around, try to find something else, and that's what led to that penalty.
Face-off won by Gren. McAvoy. The puck sails behind the net. Joshfearless looking to clear it. Chara finds Stahl to Kreider. Into the neutral zone now. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Chara. Joshfearless brings it forward. Killing more time. Will just chase after. Perfectly happy to do that. Halfway through the power play. 12 minutes to go in overtime. Great puck possession by Joshfearless. Essentially killing off this penalty. Gren not happy with that, and that will be icing.
Wow, this penalty kind of going to waste here for Young Gren. The power play obviously hasn't got even a single shot on net yet, and I think we're down to, 23 seconds remaining on this power play. He's really got to get up the ice and make something happen fast.
The quick one-timer, a save by Vasilevsky. Back at neutral strength, here comes Joshfearless. Up to Riley, Morgan Riley. Takes the puck through the flank. Back to Riley again. Riley scores! Joshfearless takes game number one!
What a finish from Joshfearless, waving the towel around and eyeing the camera. This guy is in his zone. 1-0 Joshfearless in this series. Young Gren trying to control his goalie to prevent that from happening. Gave him the space, and Joshfearless, of course, bearing it.
Another shout of joy from Joshfearless. That game, guys, had every single thing you can think of, and the best part is we have at least one, maybe two more between these two as well. We talked about it. The power play in overtime, you mentioned it, maybe went to waste for Young Gren. Immediately after it ended, Joshfearless was ready to score that goal.
Yeah, how about Joshfearless? Under pressure, especially with Gren, he manually controlled his goalie on that final one, tried to shut down kind of the shot that typically goes in, and Joshfearless saw that, went the opposite side, and of course, that's the end of that one.
I want to ask about that because we haven't seen that too much in this tournament. How costly was that?
Oh, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like he decided to control his goalie to cut off the short side, and instead Joshfearless went far side. He had a chance on both of them. Not a bad play by Young Gren. He just kind of cut over a little bit too much with the goaltender and paid the price.
All right, let's take you through the game that was, because that game, again, had a little bit of everything. We'll go through all the goals here, guys, and it started with Gren getting on the board first. typical nice setup from him, Nasha.
Yeah, young Gren, very offensive-minded player. Both of these guys very offensive-minded. We've seen creativity. We've seen all sorts of goals so far in this series, but Joshfearless was not done yet.
All right, well, Arda, a couple lucky bounces for Joshfearless. Not that he cares, like you mentioned, to get himself back in the game. And his confidence, if it was ever wavering, well, I think he was okay.
I don't think his confidence ever wavers.
Right.
That's the thing,
Right.
is that especially in a rivalry matchup like this, I mean, this was just, like you said, Faisal, this had everything. The drama, the emotion, the elite-level gameplay, and the type of goals that we saw. I mean,
Well,
look
this
at-
one
look
right
at this
here,
one.
right? Like this one right here, a breakaway, an amazing move to get himself the chance, but then an own goal that ends up tying this game and ultimately what led to the overtime, Nasher,
Yeah.
and led to this goal.
Young Gren tried to clear that one out. Unfortunately, he pretty much one-handed his own goalie there, and of course, Riley coming in. You see young Gren manually control his goalie, and top left corner sitting there wide open. Look at the reaction from Joshfearless.
And so that was the reaction after winning just game one of the semifinals. Imagine if he ends up getting that second win, whether it's in game 2 or game 3 as well. Before we learn a little bit more, let's just bring this in a little bit, all right? Game 1 is done. If you're young Gren, what is in your mind right now? We talked to him. We know he's grown a lot since his earlier days where the yelling could often lead to some mental lapses as well. He's capable of getting back in this series, of course.
I think if anyone is able to, let's just look at it, take the rivalry aside. In a situation like this, both of them are extremely high-level, elite players, best of the best. Anyone would put them in a top 5 list, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's not for debate.
Yep.
So for young Gren to be able to be in this position and to say maybe he'll be able to get back into it, that's a no-brainer. If anyone is able to climb out of this, it's young Gren.
And he's only 17 years old, but we've seen just how much he's grown in maturity over even the last year. Obviously, we see him getting in, Fearless's face a little bit, but deep down, there's a mutual respect between these guys, and man, this sure is entertaining for us.
Listen, if you're in the Twitch right now, tell your friends to join as well. This is going to be crazy. Let's learn a little bit more about Joshfearless. He calls nearby Bolton, Ontario, his home. He's new to the Canadian Regional, definitely not new to the game, competing in 3 hut mode tournaments to prepare for this, winning in Chicago. Here's a closer look at Joshfearless.
My name's Josh Fadiri, and I'm from Bolton, Ontario. I'm actually in school right now at Lakehead University, becoming a teacher. For this tournament, I'm planning to be more defensive. Previous tournaments, I've been a little bit aggressive, and I didn't win them, so I'm going to be defensive this tournament, and hopefully that pays off.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving your haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
It is time for our next game, game 2 of this semifinal. Game 1 had everything. What does game 2 have in store? Let's find out. Young Gren versus Joshfearless.
Well, the sting of not being a part of the 2018 GWC is all but washed away right now, as he is in the driver's seat in this best of 3 series right now against his rival Gren. Joshfearless is 1 win away from booking a ticket to Las Vegas. And Nuke, by the way, awaits the winner of these 2. So we still have that final to sort out, because it's not just both of them are going to Vegas and they have a spot. Second place in that regional final here still has a lot more to play in Vegas than does the first place winner. So keep that in mind. And also $5,000, by the way, on the line for the winner here today. But we still have this semifinal tilt to sort out. So the series is 1-0 for Joshfearless right now in a very tightly contested game number 1. So how will Gren respond here? Joshfearless has the puck in his own zone. Back comes Gren. Stops at the blue line, looking for a better option. Passes to Dahlin offside.
We saw a lot of offense in the first game. I think this one gonna be even more crazy. Lots of opportunities that just wouldn't go. Lots of big saves from goaltenders on both sides last game. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 3-4 goals from each side in this one.
Here's Sagan to Tkachuk. Tkachuk brings it forward. All Tampa skaters are back. And Gren tries to bring it forward now. Still in the neutral zone. Here's Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin to Oshie. And that will hit one of Joshfearless' players. And stay away from the net. Here's Tkachuk. Tkachuk to Stahl. Stahl. And that will be a penalty call.
Looked like a hook there. I think Joshfearless may have tried to get a little stick lift, had a quick break. Unfortunately, that one's going to go the other way. And yes, young Gren on the power play for 2 minutes here.
What do you make of Joshfearless' penalty troubles so far?
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. He's had a few aggressive plays. We've seen him go for some crazy poke checks that have led to good opportunities. So it's not that he's not getting good chances, but of course, with those aggressive style plays, there's a chance to get a penalty, and young Gren hasn't really been able to capitalize yet.
Looking to split the defense there, almost angled towards the net. As we are halfway through the power play, more than halfway through the period, still scoreless. Here comes Aho to Crosby to Line, a save made by Holtby. Aho scores the one-timer, and for the second consecutive game, Gren takes the lead early.
Young Gren never gives up on plays. Obviously there, he wanted that first one-timer to go in. That one didn't go. The rebound comes out. He's able to collect it, pass it across the front, and that one goes in top shelf. Great play by young Gren with the relentless shooting.
Gren has not been great on the power play in this tournament, but is able to convert here with the man advantage and take the 1-0 lead. Joshfearless was able to tie it in game number 1. Let's see what happens here. 8:20 to go in the first.
Sebastian Aho, assisted by number 87, Sidney Crosby.
Chara at the point, brings it forward for Joshfearless.
11 minutes, 29 seconds.
Dahlin to Domi, over to Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy to Pavel Buchnevich. Buchnevich finds a lane, looking for the between-the-legs pass to Hornquist, but Joshfearless takes it instead. Here comes Joshfearless. A pass to Getzlaf. Oh, wow. Great defensive. Well, in fact, that will be a power play. Thought it was a great defensive effort there, but it actually drew a penalty.
Yeah, it looked like he actually had a few good pokes on that puck, and he wasn't able quite to collect it. Decided to go for the stick lift, and that results in a penalty.
Quick shot from the point, saved by Vasilevsky. In the meantime, and in between time, here comes Tierney for young Gren. Werenski to Hagelin. Hagelin was trying that back skate into the hash marks that we saw young Gren popularize last year at the GWC. Maybe people have scouted that one out by this point. But Gren used that to perfection en route to the grand finals in this very studio last year. Still has the puck here.
How about this PK from young Gren? Able to control the puck for the duration of it. Down in his own end, he just stayed behind the net, kept circling back and forth, used the point, got it back down low, and killed off the entire clock.
Gren still with the puck. Heavy possession and draws a penalty once again. So 3 penalties in the span of 5 minutes here, essentially.
It's tough to play defense against young Gren. The way he's able to enter the zone, especially going backwards like he does, it's very hard to defend. And if you let him around you, it can often lead to good opportunities. Joshfearless, he doesn't want to give young Gren that space. Maybe he's even willing to take the penalty in some circumstances versus letting him enter the zone freely.
Josh is 65% on the penalty kill in this tournament. Young Gren with a minute left in the period, but more on the power play. Here's Line, dangerously close to the net. Behind the net now, looking for a wraparound, doesn't find it. Still with the puck, passes it. Oh, that one-timer almost converted. Crosby couldn't get the handle on the puck. Joshfearless looking to pass it up. Gets the puck again, lead pass to Stahl. Here he comes on a breakaway. And that won't go. Vasilevsky makes the stop and dangerously letting the puck to his opponent. Wow.
Another breakaway opportunity for Joshfearless almost goes his way because of a young Gren mistake. He was able to avoid it in that one. He is up 1-0 in this do-or-die game for him. It was a good first period, boys. Second period coming up right now.
Joshfearless seems to have a strategy where he's very aggressive on the face-off dot.
Yep, you see him, even if he loses the draw, it goes back to young Gren. He's able to use the longer sticks that he has with these bigger defenders and usually get a poke on it right away. So even when young Gren wins the draw, he's not guaranteed anything because Joshfearless takes away that space instantly.
So here comes Joshfearless. Dances through the neutral zone, still has the puck. Passes it over, the shot doesn't go off, but in fact, that's a penalty shot. Here we go. Ovechkin, Vasilevsky scores!
What a play from Fearless. Able to find him short side. Young Gren feels like he was in good position there, but not quite enough. Fearless able to pick the corner with Alexander Ovechkin top right.
Joshfearless yelling, let's finish this, man. Maybe doesn't want to go to a third game. Young Gren. We're in familiar territory here. Tied at 1 in the second period. Again, another tight game between these two fierce competitors. This is Chell at its finest. Tkachuk at the blue line to Letang, the pad save. Rebound still with Joshfearless. Back to Letang at the point again. To Chara, makes it through. The puck is loose. Oshie has it for Gren. Landeskog. Young Gren brings it into the offensive zone. Met by the defender, stripped of the puck. Joshfearless comes back. Here's Virtanen. Jake Virtanen, back to Letang, to Chara again. Two blue shirts keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Foligno to Chara. Chara keeps the puck, finds the lane. To Foligno. Foligno to, the shot saved by Vasilevsky.
Young Gren still throwing the puck out in this game, and Joshfearless using it to his advantage. Instantly grabs it back, and he's back the other way.
There are 3 blue shirts available there in front of the net. They were hovering around. Joshfearless still has it. There's Leddy at the point. Leddy to Carlo. 8:20 to go in the second period. We're tied at 1. Gord misses the net. Here's Hornquist. To Buchnevich. Looking for Domi. Holtby will hold on to it. Distributes it to Carlo. Waiting for a line change. Joshfearless brings it into the offensive zone with Getzlaff. Kicks it back. A pad save, a kick save by Vasilevsky.
Wow, we've seen Joshfearless doing this again and again. He's shooting low, going for rebounds. Not very many players in this tournament have done that, but it's working well for him so far in this tournament. Another great shot low, and the puck bounces around in front.
Niederreiter has the puck. Trouba to Domi, to Hornquist, to Buchnevich. Not happy with that play is young Gren. Here's Joshfearless to Niederreiter. 2:20 left in the second period. A lead pass doesn't make it, and that will be a penalty. And Joshfearless goes on the power play.
That could be costly. Young Gren trying a little sauce up the boards for the lead man to maybe make an odd man rush the other way, but no, it doesn't go. Fearless intercepts it, and Gren instantly pokes it, resulting in a penalty.
Another quick slap shot from the point off the faceoff for Joshfearless. Holtby will cover up there, passes it off. However, here's Getzlaf. Back to Tkachuk. 1:10 to go. Getzlaf. For Jayfier. To Chara at the point. Chara in the faceoff circle. Back pass to Getzlaf. 40 seconds left on the power play. Here's Chara to Getzlaf. Over to Ovechkin, but doesn't make it through. 15 seconds. Here comes young Gren. Loses the puck. The clock ticks away. Ovechkin, maybe time for one more opportunity here with Getzlaf. Letang shoots it. Blocker save.
I told you guys in the chat to tell your friends, and this is why this game, this series is insane, and it is tied up once again heading into the third. I told one of my friends here, Steve Dangle, he showed up because he knew how crazy this was. You know Steve Dangle, of course you know Steve Dangle. And he's keeping quiet, surprisingly, during this because he respects our work. Third period starts now.
Nice of Steve to drive all the way from Oshawa to be here. Wow. My goodness, he took the train. Shout out to the GO Train. I love that Blades of Steel shirt, by the way. Bless you, Steve Dangle. His book available now, by the way. Jayfier at the point. The shot with a blocker save. Here's Line for young Gren. Werenski has the puck for Gren in his own zone. Aho. Much like game number one, tied at 1 in the third period. Gren rings one off the bar.
What a play by Gren. Really hasn't got much going in the last 10 minutes or so. It's been all Jayfier. Gren finally getting a little pressure of his own, rings one off the crossbar out, and unfortunately this one's going to be out of the zone as well, but here he comes.
Tkachuk will collect it. A long pass to Seguin, a partial break. Oh, and a great defensive play by Gren.
How about that? Easily could have resulted in a penalty shot. We already saw one earlier today. Fearless obviously burying that one top right. Gren, though, very smart play, very disciplined to not get a penalty there.
Jayfier, 13 to go in the third period. Here's Tkachuk. For Joshfearless, Letang. Pinned up against the boards. And Seguin will collect it behind the net. Was left wide open there. But instead, Gren will push it forward with Landeskog. Landeskog pushing through multiple blue shirts to try and create an opportunity. Dahlin has it at the point. Truba winds up, doesn't get through. Seguin, meanwhile, for Jayfier, brings it back into the neutral zone. Halfway through the third period, still tied at 1. Jayfier leading the series 1-0. He wins this game. He is through to the final. Young Gren does not want that to happen. Here's Domi.
Wow, wide open backdoor and a 2-on-1. Young Gren accidentally passes it to the corner, and here comes Jayfier the other way.
Letang has it. Jayfier shoots. Blocker save. Jayfier from the point again. You can tell the offense is funneling from the point, taking a lot of shots from the blue line. Crosby. Young Gren. 6 to go in the third. Crosby still has it. Oh, off the bar again! The bells are ringing like it's dinner time for young Gren, but he wants that puck to go in the back of the net. Jayfier now with Konechny. Doesn't find anything. Gren pushes it away. Jayfier able to collect. 4 minutes to go in the third. Here's Carlo. Letty. Foligno. The cross-crease pass just barely doesn't make it.
Young Gren with huge blocks so far in this game. We've seen Joshfearless with wide open backdoor opportunities, but Young Gren gets in the way of the shot at the most opportune time. Great blocks from Young Gren at the other end.
Might be a timeout here.
We are getting a timeout here.
I think we all need a timeout. This has been
absolutely.
quite the intense series. Oh my gosh.
They're going to freshen up the lines here. Both guys going to get first lines out on the ice for this last 2 minutes. We're going to see first line and second line with a little bit of time here left. We'll see if they can make something happen.
Minute 20 to go in regulation. Still tied at 1. Game 1 went to overtime. Young Gren with Doughty at the point. To Crosby. Has it behind the net. 40 seconds to go. Line A doesn't get it in front of the net. Here's Niederreiter now for Joshfearless on the counterattack. Niederreiter dancing through, still has the puck. Back to Riley at the point. To Niederreiter. 25 seconds to go. Behind the net, Joshfearless. Gren strips him of the puck. Here's Aho. 18 seconds. Here's Line A. Young Gren dances through. Joshfearless stops him. 10 to go. Joshfearless with Stahl in the neutral zone. Here's Riley. The pass doesn't make it, and this one is going to overtime.
And breathe. I said after the second period, the next goal might be enough. Well, for sure, after 3, the next goal will be enough. We'll just see who the winner will be.
Overtime is underway. Young Gren needs a goal to stay alive. Joshfearless with a goal goes to Vegas. And we'll face Nuke for $5,000. Here's Ovechkin. For Joshfearless. Oh, the puck was in front of the net! Dangerous positions, Gren able to get out of it. Back skates through the blue line. Here's Line, he takes the shot, he scores! Gren ties the series up! And this is going to game 3.
This one is not over yet. Young Gren gets out of his chair and waves the towel for himself. How about that play? Decided to throw the puck out on his own end. A bit of a risky play. Makes his way up the ice, and what a goal by Young Gren.
Let's take a look at the Great Clips family room for the reaction. And that's a smile from Nuke. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Nuke is smiling, and so is Gren, waving the towel. Oh, boy.
Oh, that was not a celebratory towel wave. That was a sarcastic towel wave. Any thought that we had about maybe the respect being there, well, you can throw it out. There's a game to go. Vegas on the line, and these two are at peak swagger right now. It is unbelievable, guys. The quality we saw in those 2 games. You guys have been here through this entirety from last year to this year. Where does this series rank amongst the ones you've seen so far?
Oh, this has to be one of the best, right? We haven't had many overtimes so far in this tournament. We've had 2 already, and now we're going to game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one in game 3.
I mean, in a way, how appropriate is it, or apropos, I should say, both games going to overtime. We're going to game number 3. Who knows what's going to happen here? This is perhaps the biggest game of Chell in Canadian history.
I would 100% agree with that.
Right?
All right, big facts being thrown out here. Let's show you what happened in game 2 as, again, the goosebumps start to simmer down from my body right now. Again, much like game 1, guys, Young Gren getting himself on the board first with a high-quality goal, as we expect from him.
Yeah, he's finally able to get something going on the power play. He really hasn't had much so far in this series against Fearless, but here's a good curl. Crosby with a great pass in front, and of course, he's going to bury that one.
Second period, though, it was Joshfearless evening up the game.
As you would expect him to do as well. As you see here, a penalty shot. And he is able to look at the accuracy. My goodness.
It had to be. And Young Gren said, what more do I have to do? He thought his goalie was there. It was not. And, well, after a bunch of chances in the end of the second and third, early in OT was when young Gren ended it.
Yeah, how about young Gren entering the zone backwards there to open up the space, throws it on net like we have seen many times so far in this series, and of course buries the rebound. Young Gren tying this thing up 1-1 in the series.
The irony of his winning goal was that it came off a Joshfearless play. Shoot low off the goalie's pad, get the rebound, score the winner, have everything to play for in the final game. All right, guys, so we did this last week. We were very wrong. Your favorite handicap, who you think has the advantage going in, Arda, into this match? Is there even a possibility?
We have a coin we can flip.
Yeah, honestly, a Canadian quarter, maybe?
Not a chance. I'm just watching Jayfier right now, just pacing back and forth. I just wonder what he's thinking about. Can you imagine being in that position
We
right
know what
now?
he says. It's not about the $50,000. It's not about... He wants to be known as a champion, and this is his opportunity to get there, Nasher.
Yeah, that's how both of these guys feel. They've both been in the scene for a while. They've both won their fair share of tournaments. This is kind of the defining moments of their careers, kind of going forward. They both want to leave a legacy behind and win here in Canada.
The Twitch chat was popping. Like, everybody is reacting to what's been an unbelievable series so far. 2 games that could not be separate, even on goals, obviously, because 2 overtime games. Like, I don't know what to say. And the best part is, guys, there's still 1 more to go. The players obviously need a moment as well. They've stepped away, gathered their emotions, gathered their thoughts. It's been hard. I hear you guys calling it as well. The emotion, the level, the decibel point that you're at, Arda, is higher than I've ever heard it.
Speaking of calling it, you and Steve Dangle over there were there.
We saw
for
this.
the Ed Snyder
We saw
Cup
this, yes.
2018. You saw the beginning of the rivalry in person, right, Steve? You saw the beginning of the rivalry there?
Steve nods his head approvingly, by the way.
He's
Yes,
off camera. He's over there. So
yes.
with the Blades of Steel shirt, by the way, amazing. But you saw the rivalry budding there. And you saw young Gren emerge as a top contender. There he is. There's Steve.
Yeah, he knows he's on camera. He knows.
Emerging as a top contender at that Ed Snyder Cup. And it has gone on and on and on. In person, Gren is perfect against Joshfearless. But now it comes down to 1 game, Nasher.
And it's incredible.
And Josh is still pacing right now as young Gren gets back in his seat. Josh not yet ready to get back in his as he finally gets those headphones on. No rush, bro. You take your time. It's okay. It's about
we'll
you,
wait
not
for
us.
you.
Yeah, we'll take it on your schedule, man. And so we saw the towel wave from Josh after winning game 1. We saw the sarcastic towel wave from young Gren in game 2. I don't know what we're going to see here in game 3, but I know it is going to be great, Nasher.
100%. These guys going back and forth. We've seen Fearless almost fall out of his chair. We saw young Gren get out of his chair, grab a towel, spin it around. I don't know what these guys have in store for us, but I know it's going to be entertainment.
We might not give you a prediction, but if you're in the chat right now, feel free to put your predictions in there as well. Again, I know it was 50-50.
Are we 50-50 still?
It has to be, man. It's hard to not be when you see the quality of play. Both could have won both games. Both could have lost both games as well. But here we are fittingly in a situation where we have basically a 1-game take-all scenario. The only thing on the line, guys, and it's not that big, right? It's just a trip to Vegas to play for the World Final. The loser will not go. The winner will go. It is that simple at this point. Win, you're going to Vegas. Lose, you're going home. You guys okay? You guys ready? You need like a throat lozenge or something, or like a hot tea or something to clear your throats, or what?
Let's do this.
We're not ready to do it just yet. We are just about there. Again, the players, understandably, with a lot on the line, taking their time to adjust not their bodies, but their heads as well. And Nasher, look, as a guy who plays this game, maybe not to this level of competition, but as a guy that's ready to do it. Oh, never mind. Hold that thought, Nasher. Arda, your turn. Your voice. I'll save mine.
Game number 3, it all comes down to this. Series tied at 1. Jayfier, young Gren. The winner of this game, Las Vegas. A chance to win $5,000. Nuke awaits the winner of this one. Young Gren said of Jayfier, he's good. I don't want to lose to Josh. I want to beat him more than I want to beat anyone. He is my toughest matchup. Playing Josh would be harder than playing in the grand final. Pretty even online. I have his number in land. Let's see how that continues here. First opportunity goes to Gren. That one is wide of the net. Here's Werenski to Crosby. Jayfier collecting it in the neutral zone. Here's Weber at the point. Weber to Niederreiter. The puck misses the net. Werenski. Back skating into the offensive zone. Joshfearless collecting the puck. Riley behind the net. Here's Ovechkin to Getzlaf. Getzlaf looking for a pass, doesn't find one. Here's Doughty to Oshie to Pettersson. Pettersson for young Gren. Loses the puck. Joshfearless brings it back. Here's Sagan. Behind the goal line, into the faceoff circle. Behind the net. The cross crease pass, I should say, doesn't find the intended target. Here's Gren with Zach Werenski. Waiting for a line change. Doughty now will bring it forward. Here's Crosby. Sid has it, loses it. Letang for Joshfearless. Fearless in blue, Gren in white. Joshfearless the Leafs, young Gren the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Young Gren still very aggressively throwing this puck out of the net. We see there's a lot of chances for him to cover it up. He opts to throw it out instead. I'm surprised Fearless hasn't buried a goal, and maybe at some point in this game we'll see that happen with how aggressively he's throwing it out.
Carlo at the point. Able to evade the poke checks of young Gren. Vasilevsky leaves the puck at the doorstep. We have seen that a lot in this tournament, Nasher.
He's actually had a couple goals the other way, though, because of the throw. So for him, it's kind of a calculated risk. He's willing to throw it out because maybe it'll lead to an opportunity at the other end. That one there, sit around in front. Surprised Fearless didn't get a stick on it.
Buchnevich has it. Behind the net for Gren. Still has it. Oh my gosh, he danced all the way to the front of the net. Just couldn't hit the net with the shot. Here comes Joshfearless on a breakaway. He gets pulled down, and that's a penalty shot!
Here we go again. Joshfearless with another opportunity.
And that one will not go. The double pad stack says,
Listen, young Gren got beat on that short side last time by Alexander Ovechkin. He thought to himself, I'm not letting that happen again. Goes for the flying poke check. Joshfearless tried to switch up his strategy as well. Go with the backhand, but no, not today.
4:40 left in the first period. We are scoreless. Joshfearless converted on a penalty shot in the game number 2, could not convert in game number 3. Here's Pettersson for young Gren. Pettersson passes it to Trouba at the point. To Pettersson again. Doesn't make it through. Pettersson has it at the hash marks, but lost it. Sagan, and that will be a penalty. Oh, a trip. And Joshfearless with the first power play of the game.
We've seen in this series, power plays and penalty kills, really, it doesn't matter with these guys. We've seen PK goals, we've seen power play goals. It can go either way. Obviously, Joshfearless happy to have a power play, happy to have the extra space. We'll see what he can do with it. But don't count out young Gren. He's going to play offense on this PK regardless.
It's almost like the man advantage doesn't give any sort of advantage between these two competitors. Here's Joshfearless with a shot. Blocker save. Minute to go in the power play. Dahlin to Tierney. Here comes young Gren out of his zone. A lead saucer pass doesn't make it. Ovechkin crosses the blue line. Joshfearless. A minute to go in the first. Joshfearless behind the net. Passes to Tkachuk. To Ovechkin behind the net. Shot from the point by Chara. Clock ticks away, and we are scoreless after 20.
I thought we would stay standing for this intermission as well because we've been on our feet the entire time. I'll say it, the most stressful sporting game happening in Toronto today is this one. You know what else is going down, and I'm saying this is bigger. This means more to these guys right now. They're inhaling, exhaling. We are too. Second period starts now.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, what else is happening in Toronto tonight? Anything? I don't know. Here's Niederreiter. Young Gren has the puck. Loses it. Here comes Joshfearless. Getzlaf to Riley. Riley dances through, but a poke check by Vasilevsky for young Gren. But Joshfearless still has the puck, Niederreiter. Great puck possession by Joshfearless. A pass up to Aho. Here comes young Gren. To Pettersson. Pettersson to Doughty. And a save made by Braden Holtby for Joshfearless. Riley, a lead pass to Stahl. Gren and hot pursuit, a pass to Tkachuk. Oh my gosh! And again, the goaltender, a dangerous play right in front of his own net.
I still can't believe he's trying it every single play. It doesn't matter where his goaltender is on the ice. It doesn't matter where Joshfearless players are. He's going to throw it out regardless, and we've seen so many close calls. One of these is bound to go in.
Face-off won by Gren. Here's Rasmus Dahlin, and that will be another penalty.
Lots of penalty trouble for both of these players so far in this series. These guys playing picture-perfect offense, curling around. Obviously, you don't want to give them that open space, backdoor for the one-timer, and that's why we're seeing so many of these penalties back and forth today.
Face-off won cleanly by Joshfearless. Here's Yanni Gourde. Landeskog for Gren. Picks it up. Pettersson, looking for that one-timer pass. Couldn't find it. Joshfearless has it. Under 13 minutes to go in the second. Power play is reaching the halfway mark. Gren with the man advantage in the offensive zone. Looking for that wraparound, but Joshfearless stops him. Joshfearless has the puck now in his own zone. Shaving seconds. 38 seconds to go in the power play. Has it. Nice pass to Getzlaf. Getzlaf one-on-one. Happy to just kill time off the clock. Back into the neutral zone. 8 seconds to go in the power play. And that'll be another penalty. This time, it's going to be a lot of tripping calls in this game. The poke checks.
And not necessarily on good opportunities either. We saw that one was actually back towards the red line. Young Gren went with an aggressive poke. He wanted to make his way up the ice, maybe getting a little bit frustrated by Fearless circling back and wasting time, shaving time off the clock like you mentioned. We'll see what comes of this one.
So it's Joshfearless on the power play, but Gren is on the offensive. Here's Tyler Seguin for Joshfearless, and another penalty.
Okay, so far we've had a lot of 5-on-4 so far in this game. We have not had a 5-on-3 yet in this series. We'll see if Joshfearless is able to convert on this one.
This is a great opportunity for Joshfearless as he sets up the 5-on-3. Look at the space, the one-timer saved by Vasilevsky, and again, another dangerous play with the goaltender.
5-on-3, and he's still throwing it out, but it did shave off some time. It gave him the puck, and he was allowed to throw it down the ice. Now only 25 seconds left on this 5-on-3.
Ovi has it. Vasilevsky keeps the puck behind the net. Here comes Gren. Gren is happy to just flip the puck into the neutral zone. Still 40 seconds left on the 5-on-4. 8:30 to go in the second period. Here's Joshfearless. Loses it. Gren's got it now. Gren. And that's offside.
Power plays, penalty kills, we have had a lot of that this game. So far, no one able to convert on it, especially with these guys. I think they have really adapted to each other's play style. They figured out each other's strategies from the first two games. We're going to see what can happen. Something's got to give.
The puck is behind the net. Here's young Gren. He scores on the wraparound. Breaks the deadlock.
We've seen him score this goal many times in this tournament, and he does it yet again. The wraparound, finding open space far side. Fearless got caught behind the net, unfortunately not able to cut him off. And of course, young Gren very happy to get the first one on the board.
Take a look at it one more time. We go into the Great Clips room in just a second. As you see the second highlight, there's the reaction inside the family room. Father Sylvain very happy. Sitting beside Mivians there, very happy to see his son take a 1-0 lead in this third and decisive game. Under 7 minutes to go in the second. Gren looking for more. Here's Darlene. Darlene to Aho. Stick lift by Jayfear. Back to the point. Here's Darlene. Darlene to Laine. Jayfear brings it back. Here's Tkachuk. To Stahl. To Tkachuk! Gren brings it back. Here's Landeskog. Bumped off the puck, but still has it. Meanwhile, Jayfear back into the offensive zone. Circles around. Protects the puck. Loses it. Doughty collects it. Behind his own net. Here's Oshie to Werenski. For Gren, here's Doughty. Gren getting the first all-important goal in this extremely tightly contested series. Werenski to Domi!
1 minute left.
Minute left in the second period. Here comes Jayfear with Foligno. Can't get a good opportunity. Meanwhile, Gren with seconds to spare in the second period. Looking for that lead pass. Couldn't find it. It'll be 1-0 for Gren after 2.
One spot in Vegas on the line, 1 period to go, 1 goal the difference right now, and that goal belongs to that man, young Gren. And that guy, Joshfearless, looks to get one back to get back in this game and maybe force our third overtime of this series. Third period, it's now.
Getzlaf and Crosby at the face-off circle. Gren wins it, but again, Jayfear with that aggressive stance, that poke check with the long stick, the big players able to take advantage of that. In that situation, almost created an opportunity out of nothing right there. Nasher, if you're Jayfear, what are you doing in this period?
He's got to just continue to play his game. We see he's bringing the pressure. He's playing well. Right now, he's just not able to get anything to go, and obviously shutting down young Gren, especially behind the net. We've seen him convert on the wraparound. We've seen him convert on the fake wraparound to the backdoor pass. He's got to learn to shut those down.
Huge hit by young Gren. Takes the puck back into the offensive zone. The pass to Landeskog. Landeskog looking for the one-timer. Doesn't get it. Loses the puck. Here's Gren. Gren shoots. A save there by Holtby. Still has the puck behind the net, does Gren. He scored on the wraparound for his first and only goal in this game. Here's Getzlaf for Jayfear. To Weber. Loses it. Doughty has it now. Landeskog for young Gren. Young Gren. Doughty to Landeskog. Here's Oshie for Gren. Gren has it. Off the bar! Oh my gosh! Jayfear returns with it now. Under 13 to go in the third. Tried to kick the puck away, still has it. Jayfear with Letang to Sagan. Sagan to Chara at the point, top of the face-off circle now. Back to the point, Letang. Letang shoots! Hornquist for Gren. Back comes young Gren. Muscled off the puck. Jayfear takes it back. Here's Gourde. Gourde to Tkachuk. Tkachuk! The rebound! Oh, it doesn't make it through, but still has it, Jayfear. Under 10 to go in the third. The wraparound scores! 2 wraparound goals, and we are tied!
Jayfear did not give up on the play. We hear him yelling from across the room. This guy is in his zone. Attempts to go for the rebound that he's been going for all series long. That does not go, but he finds the same wraparound that young Gren did on him.
Washington goal, scored by number 19, Matthew Tkachuk.
What a duel we have here. Third period. Gren with the rebound. A big save there by Holtby. We are tied at 1. in game number 3. This game could come down to 1 goal.
These guys
Very
play
well.
picture-perfect defense right now. The only thing they can do is throw pucks on the net. We're seeing them just enter the zone, shoot them low, hope for rebounds, and usually it leads to some sort of play.
Joshfearless has it in his own zone with Getzlaf. A pass up to Ovechkin. Ovechkin to Carlo. Carlo circles back around, doesn't find Ovechkin. Here comes Gren with Hornquist. Dances through all the blue shirts and creates space right there. The shot, a blocker saved by Holtby.
Young Gren with a few nice moves to enter the zone. You saw him spin, you saw him curl back and forth, and it opened up the back door pass on the far side. Unfortunately, not able to get it to go, and here comes Joshfearless again. That one's out of the zone.
2:20 to go in the 3rd period. Joshfearless collects the puck in his own zone. We are tied at 1. The series is tied at 1. In the neutral zone is Joshfearless.
Last minute of play.
Under a minute to go. Sagan. Young Gren chasing after it. 45 seconds to go. Joshfearless. Gren still has it behind the net. And that hits the side of the net. But still, Young Gren with possession of the puck in the offensive zone. 32 seconds to go in the 3rd. Joshfearless intercepts it. Here comes Kreider for Joshfearless, trying to deke his way through both players but couldn't. 24 seconds to go. Gren has it, and that will be a costly penalty, and Young Gren goes on the power play.
And here comes a timeout from Young Gren. Going to collect his thoughts a little bit, get the lines, of course, freshened up for this power play. We've got just seconds, 22 seconds on the clock. Young Gren on the draw.
A tie-up at the face-off circle. Joshfearless. Here's Getzlaf. 16 seconds to go. Getzlaf has it. Joshfearless spins around. A pass to the point doesn't get to the net. 7 seconds to go. Gren has it now. Still on the power play. Landeskog. 3 seconds. And this one, shocker, going to overtime.
Ones all around. 1-1 in this game, 1-1 in this series. 1 goal will make the difference, and 1 man up is Young Gren to start this OT period. 1 last one in this series.
And 1 will go home.
Thank you.
Did you expect any other outcome?
No, this is how it was meant to be from the beginning. How about this? A game 3 and overtime in every single game. We said these were 50-50 matchups. It doesn't get any closer than this. Young Gren still with 1 minute and 5 seconds on this power play to make something happen.
Here's Getzlaf for Joshfearless. Looking for the one-timer. Can't find it. Still has it. A pass to Gourde. Gourde. The bottom of the face-off circle. Doughty will collect for Gren. Here's Laine. Laine in the neutral zone. Laine. Joshfearless gets possession again. Finds some space. Here's Weber. We are at even strength with 18 minutes to go in overtime. The pass doesn't make it. Here's Joshfearless to Getzlaf. Getzlaf kept to the outside by Gren's defense. Looking for that pass. Still has it in the offensive zone. Ovechkin to Stahl. Ovechkin again. Behind the net. Dances through. A save made by Vasilevsky. Still has it behind the net. Again dances through. But the poke check at the last second. Gren stays alive. Still has it. 5 minutes elapsed in overtime. Here's McAvoy for Gren.
Great defense for both of these guys. You see the poke checks coming in huge. A lot of these very aggressive, risky poke checks could have resulted in penalties, but these guys both playing clutch in overtime.
Joshfearless in the offensive zone. Spins around. Puck possession. Chara at the point. From the point, Letang. Vasilevsky with the stop. Again dishes it off. That is dangerous, especially at this juncture. 12 minutes to go and change in overtime. Gren has it. Behind the net again. Joshfearless strips him of the puck. Here comes Joshfearless with Virtanen to Boyle. Boyle to Niederreiter. Niederreiter looking for a pass. Boyle tied up behind the net, couldn't get it. Gren with Buchnevich. Gren back to Buchnevich. Joshfearless on the counterattack now. Niederreiter to Boyle. Boyle shoots, a glove save by Vasilevsky. Play continues. Under 9 minutes to go in overtime. Gren to the point. Lindell to Trouba to Buchnevich. Carlo stops it. Here's Virtanen for Joshfearless. Leddy to Foligno. Joshfearless in the offensive zone. Carlo can't get the shot off. Meanwhile, here comes Gren in a partial break. Trying to create space and can't. Joshfearless stops him. 6 minutes to go in overtime. Here's Sagan to Foligno. Foligno back to the point. Riley to Foligno again. Joshfearless behind the net. Tierney takes it. Young Gren has it. Hagelin now in the neutral zone. What a game. Laine behind the net for Gren. Gren still has it behind the net. Looking for that sneaky shot, but doesn't make it through. Joshfearless exits his zone. Big hit in the neutral zone. That's offside.
Woo! Wow, this is unbelievable, the play we're seeing. Both of these guys not able to find the usual goals we see in this tournament. The mid-slot wristers, the one-timers across the middle. No, instead we're seeing a lot of behind-the-net play, attempted wraparounds from both players. Young Gren trying a couple there.
A minute 50 to go in the first overtime. Young Gren has it behind the net, just like you said, Nasher. Behind the net, he scores! Young Gren has done it! He defeated Joshfearless!
Oh my God!
And just like that, Young Gren stays undefeated against Joshfearless. In land tournaments, Young Gren books his ticket for the second consecutive year to Las Vegas. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right, Arda. We saw the respect from these two players after that game. The respect being passed around in the Great Cliff family and friends room. Respect all around amongst everybody in the house today. That was, guys, an all-timer, 3 overtimes in 3 games. All this, yeah, he's going to stand up and clap.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Well done to both of them. They gave us one of the greatest matchups we've ever seen in any tournament.
100%. I've never seen anything like that. We knew it was going to go to Game 3. We did not expect 3 overtimes. With these guys playing the best they've ever played, I've never seen anything like that.
It felt as if they were both forced to go with alternative strategies. Both were shutting down the usual plays. As you said, Nash, we didn't see the usual gameplay that we see from these guys or players traditionally in this tournament because everything was on the line. They had to tighten up a bit defensively.
Yeah, the defense from both of these guys, we saw good chances going both ways. Poke checks at the most opportune times. Young Gren shutting down multiple fearless attempts across the middle, and just unbelievable defense and, of course, unbelievable offense at the end there by Young Gren to finish that game.
And it was 2 of very similar goals, for actually all three goals in that game, that wraparound style. We see it not that much, and we said Wayne Gretzky last week, while behind the net this week was Wayne Gretzky, I think, doing his thing. Arda? Yeah? Yeah?
I'm on board for that
Let me
one.
know in the chat. Let's get to the highlights, guys, because it's not as if we can show you enough from this game as many times as we can. Let's go to Game 3 of this series right now. Steve Dangle's baffled. I know he is. This is how it started. a penalty shot opportunity. We saw Joshfearless score one earlier in this series. Nope, not this time.
That's a game-changing moment right there. We saw young Gren let in the penalty shot. He's like, hey, I'm not even going to let him get a shot. Goes for the flying poke check, comes in huge. And, of course, young Gren doing the patented young Gren wrap to get on the board early, 1-0.
It's fascinating. Joshfearless was known for the wraparounds. He invented his own wraparound move in the game.
Well, it came through for him here in the third.
It did. He was able to get a wraparound goal right here, but at the end of the day, young Gren was the one. And look at the emotion. You can tell how invested they are in this game, but it all came down to this one goal right here. Oh, my God.
2 minutes to go in overtime as well. I thought maybe we were going to go to a second overtime, guys, something we haven't seen throughout our journeys together, but young Gren ends it on yet another wraparound.
And how about the reaction from the fans, from the dad, and from, of course, young Gren?
It says a lot about what this game meant because Nuclear even moved a little bit when he did that, and the reaction from young Gren is probably all you need to see with just how much this means, Arda.
And did you hear what he yelled right there? He said, "You cannot beat me in LAN." Did you hear that part?
Wow.
Did you hear that?
He almost did twice, though, but he didn't.
The respect is there. They shook hands. I know that there is a mutual respect there, but at the end of the day, Gren is undefeated at in-person tournaments against the two of the best right here, the battle of Chell supremacy. Gren still has the crown.
Gren's got it.
All right, let's hear what Gren has to say. Let's head over to Carly, who's standing by with him on the road to the finals area.
Thanks, Faisal. That's right. I'm here with young Gren, who is going to Vegas again after a 3-game series, overtime in every single game against a rival, too. How sweet is this victory?
It's awesome. I mean, it still doesn't really set into me, but that was probably the hardest game I've ever played.
You came over here saying you were sweating. Emotions were high. I saw you out of your seat every single time you scored. What does this tournament mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, obviously, it's the biggest tournament of the year, and after last year, I didn't do too well in Vegas, so hopefully this year I can do better.
All right, game 3, you had a big penalty shot save against Josh. You saw him score a penalty shot goal in the game beforehand. What was your thought process going into this? How did you make that save?
On the first one, I tried to react, and I was just a bit too slow, I think. I thought I saved it, but I didn't. And then in the second game, I was like, all right, screw it. I'll come at him.
Right. And next up, in the finals, you're going against Nuclear. He's a cool, calm, collected player. You guys are very different players. How are you feeling going into this matchup?
I'm excited. Yeah, I've played him a bunch online, and I know he's a really good player, so hopefully you have some fun.
Very cool. Best of luck to you. Looking forward to watching the finals. Guys, back to you.